Hello, my name is Diego Rodriguez, and today I'll be talking to you about applying for graduate school and UCs. The first question you should ask yourself before even applying to grad school is why grad school? Grad school should be more to you than just another step into getting a job. When an undergrad, ask yourself questions that you're curious about your own subject in, your field. Like anything that undergrad can't solve for you is something that you should look into while going to grad school. You ask yourself, why do you want this higher education? What specific field or problem is it that you want to explore further in? And are you ready for up to multiple more years of schooling in the subject that you're interested in? And you should ask yourself, where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years, and how does grad school help with that? After answering the questions and why, you should ask where. The answer to those questions of when you're asking yourself why you should go to grad school should go into where you apply to in the UCs. So whatever subject, whatever field that you're interested in, look for the UC school that can offer the answers or the research opportunities to find answers to those questions. Many UCs offer graduate studies in many subjects. Find the right UC school for you. You should talk to advisors, professors, or even counselors or students that have gone to those specific UCs that you're interested in, and in that specific field has experience in the UC grad program. If you're going to grad school for engineering, for example, some schools you should look into are schools like UC Berkeley, UCLA, and UCSD. These schools are renowned for their challenging academic progress programs and great research opportunities. When should you apply? The best time to start preparing to apply for grad school should be as early as a year or even up to 18 months ahead from the hypothetical start term. This gives you enough time to prepare for all the required materials that you need for your application process before the deadline hits. For fall terms, most deadlines fall between January and December. This time would also help you prepare mentally and financially as it's pretty taxing for you. The process. When starting the process, you should list your interested field and degrees that you are trying to get into. Go to those UC school or schools that you are interested in applying to. Go to the UC campus site and apply directly to each graduate program. So each UC has a different program, different application process, and you need to go to each program to apply there. Also, you should note required deadlines, required materials, and required tests needed for the application process to further prepare yourself. Next is creating your application profile. The first step in the process is to start making your applicant profile. If you have not already, go to the specific UC campus grad application portal and make a profile for each program. Most applicant profiles have the following personal info, academic history, test scores, statement, recommendations, and uploads. The recommendation part of the applicant profile is very important. The letters of recommendation is very important for your application. You want to pick someone that has either have seen your potential, has seen your growth, has seen who you are and how it is to work with you, or being a academic professional side for you. You want to pick people that can recommend, that can talk about your potential, work ethic, compatibility, passion, and ability in the specific program that you're applying for. These people could be your industry mentors, professors in your upper division courses, and supervisors in the field that you are applying. When contacting recommenders or getting in touch with any potential recommenders, you should establish politely who you are, how you are affiliated with them or involved with them. State what are you applying for, and inform them the deadlines of the recommendations and inform them about potential emails. If they agree to write a recommendation, you can enter their email information into the US application portal, and their recommender would get a link immediately uploaded. It would get a link to upload their letter. The next process is transcripts. The UC grad program requires you to submit your unofficial transcripts. This could be found by going to your undergrad institution portal and downloading your unofficial transcripts and attaching it to your application. Only after you're accepted, they would request for your official transcripts. The UC programs do have required tests for the application process. Um, for many STEM programs and social science programs requires the GRE or the Graduate Record Examination Test. This test is about 2 hours long and examines three skills to evaluate the skills needed for a master and PhD study to see if you're able to successfully take a grad program and succeed in it. What is on the GRE test? The three skills tested in the GRE is the verbal, quantitative, and analytical writing. The verbal portion tests the ability to read and comprehend a text, and that text, evaluate arguments or interpret meaning from the context. The quantitative portion measures mathematical skills like algebra to geometry and data analysis. The analytical writing portion evaluates how you can take a position, support it logically, and write it in a more formal academic style. How should you prepare for this test? Allow enough time for you to study. This is why people say to start the application process very early. It gives you enough time to study for the test and also retake the test if you want a better score. These test scores are very important for your grad application as it can sometimes make or break your application, especially if you don't have great transcripts or you don't have other stuff needed. Sometimes these test scores can actually boost your application process, your application things. For studying, you can ask advisors or your undergrad schools for sample tests, study guides, or low-cost workshops or courses. Some core document essays. This application process has you submitting your statement of purpose, your personal history statement, and a graduate CV. The statement of purpose asks the question to you, why is this program important to you, and how are you prepared or preparing for this program? The personal history statement is a chance for you to talk about your background, your childhood, your community, just any experiences that you had that shape you who you are and how it affects your schooling and affects you academically. The graduate CV acts like an academic resume and a history of your academic career. The statement of purpose. The statement of purpose is not a personal essay. It is a lot more analytical, academic, and professional. Instead, you see committees look for research direction, preparation for grad work, project experiences, and why this program is important for your career, for your life, and for your studies. Statement of purpose should include your motivation, competence, and potential to be a grad student in that specific program. Some tips to write an SOP. Remember, the audience you're writing to is the faculty program of that specific field. So make sure you can tie it back to them. Make sure you can tie it back to something that they can relate to and they can understand, and show that you're interested in the field and interested in that specific field. So make sure the formatting and language is formal and informative and comes off as compelling and clear. Have specific examples that shows your perseverance through hard times, your project accomplishments that show you can exceed expectations, and talk about the lessons that you've learned through mistakes that you've made. The next document that you're going to have to submit is a personal history statement. This essay is where you talk about yourself, what experiences, lifestyle, the childhood shaped the person you are today. And this essay also gives you a chance to explain how all the personal factors, all your community upbringing and everything can contribute to the school's diversity and be an asset to the program and very helpful to the school in general. The UC communities will look at how your lived experiences highlight the ability for you to be able to overcome social, economic, or educational hardships. Tips to write the history statement is to focus on experiences that have an impact you on your education, that shows you can pursue hard lifestyles and challenges and still keep up with your education and still keep challenging yourself in general to be more successful. Talk about your personal past regarding the specific field in which you're applying for, like what made you want to get into this field back then? Why is it that you're so interested in this field? What personal history do you have regarding the specific field that you're getting into? And connect that background and lifestyle you had and reflect on how that has helped you achieve so much in your academic journey, and talk about how you've either been able to use that specific field to either help communities, help people around you, or how you can see it benefiting and bringing value to society. The next thing on the and next thing that they would want you to upload most of the time is a CV or curriculum vitae. Most of the time, curriculum vitae lacks like a resume for a specific field. People looking at your CV usually are trying to understand aspects like your research, professional career, or educational training, all the skills, achievements, and associations applicable to your field. Your CV should list your academic history, professional history, and technical workplace skills, achievements, and awards. Tips to write for your CV is don't try to be very flashy. Stick to a standard format that most CVs use. This shows the institution that you understand the standards and you can follow the suit. Choose an easy to read font like Arial or Calibri. Also, do not leave a lot of white space when using margins. That can add unnecessary longer length to your document as it's already going to be long enough. This just makes it easier to read, easier to follow along. Include application tracking system keywords or ATS keywords and role specific keywords. So institutions can sort through your long document into specific keywords or topics that you're interested in. So they can see what things you're actually interested in, what subjects you're actually looking forward to researching in, and interested in following more about. After that, after completing all the previous applicant information, you can successfully start submitting all the required material to complete your application. You should check that you have all your test scores submitted, essays like the statement personal and personal history statement, a statement of purpose and personal history statement were submitted, your curriculum vitae, your recommendations, and any other program specific questions. And you should be all set to submit it. Now you have to pay for it all. Applying for grad school is just as much of a financial decision than a career decision or academic decision. Grad school is not free. The application fee itself costs up to $135 for UCs, and grad school tuition costs up to $16,000 per year. So you should ask yourself, how can you fund it all? Fellowships, which follow academic merit and can help fund tuition fees and provide a stipend to living expenses. Fellowships that you should apply to are extramural and university fellowships. Teaching or research assistants can also help you be funded under a UC departmental assistant. Most UC schools also can hire you in positions that are reserved for grad students in particular, like mentors or tutors or TAs and all that stuff. That can also help you pay off any kind of fees or bills that you need to pay. There's also need-based aid like work student employment and loans. To be eligible for this, you need to apply for FAFSA in California, and deadlines for FAFSA is March 2nd. After completing the required materials and paying the fee, you have successfully submitted your application, and now you just have to wait to hear back from each school that you apply to. Grad school is an important and a great decision to further increase your knowledge and a great stepping stone for your career. These are my sources. Thank you.